US President Joe Biden approved the precision drone strike last week after months of planning. Officials say no one else was killed or wounded in the attack. Confirming the strike, Biden said justice had been delivered to the man who helped coordinate the 9/11 attacks, which killed almost 3,000 people.
When I ended our military mission in Afghanistan almost a year ago, I made the decision that after 20 years of war, the United States no longer needed thousands of boots on the ground in Afghanistan to protect America from terrorists who seek to do us harm. And I made a promise to the American people that we continue to conduct effective counterterrorism operations in Afghanistan and beyond. We've done just that.
Well, this is where that strike happened just shortly after dawn on Sunday. It's at the heart of what was Kabul's diplomatic district, a busy neighborhood where there are several embassies. Some suspended operations after the US-led coalition withdrew from Afghanistan last year. Well, Al Jazeera's Ali Latifi has more from the Afghan capital, Kabul.
We're here in the neighborhood where Ayman al-Zawahiri was allegedly killed. And as you can see, this is a perfectly residential area. There's travel agencies, there's grocery stores, there's banks. All of these things are leading to increasing worry among the U.S., who feel that the Al-Qaeda leader was being housed in a perfectly residential urban center of the city. And at the same time, the Taliban is upset that a year after their occupation ended, the U.S. is still conducting drone strikes on what they consider to be sovereign Afghan territory.
Well, Mike Hanna joins us live from the White House. And Mike, tell us more about the American political reaction to Zawahiri's death.
Well, the political reaction has been overwhelmingly favorable. Republicans and Democrats alike have congratulated President Biden and the professionals, as they are described, who carried out the attack. Of particular note is the reaction from the minority leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, who once again praised those who carried out the action. But he also had a comment in terms of the fact that President Biden's decision to withdraw troops from Afghanistan led directly to the fact that you've now got a bolstering of al-Qaeda interests within Afghanistan, as well as other factions opposed to the United States. So, although welcoming the attack, McConnell making a very strong political point out of it, saying that Biden made a mistake by withdrawing U.S. troops. But the administration itself argues completely the opposite. It says that this attack goes to show that regardless of that contentious withdrawal, it remains capable of protecting U.S. national interests from afar.
A targeted assassination's part of American foreign policy, Mike, especially so-called over-the-horizon attacks, as they're known.
Yes, indeed. It's not a formal policy as such, but it has been continuously practiced. President Obama was the one who really stepped up the whole issue of drone strikes that was carried on by then President Trump, who carried out a number of drone strikes, and now the Biden administration. Now, it is interesting in that a very senior government minister from the administration briefed journalists, and he made very clear that before President Biden took the decision to carry out this attack, there was a lot of legal work that went into it. Lawyers were consulted in terms of the Constitution, in terms of what or what not the government can do, and the answer came back from the legal teams that this was an acceptable action and not in any way against the legality of the U.S. itself. So the Biden administration says that it did look at the legal ramifications. It was satisfied that essentially there were no legal ramifications, so it carried on and carried out the strike. Obviously, others will interpret this very differently, but the whole issue of drone strikes is now under sharp focus again, given that it is something that the U.S. has practiced over many years.
All right.